Shimmer in the crowd, from nothing to everything. We build this paradise, freedom in our hearts. We're reaching for the skies. Whispered hopes turned into roars, mountains moved by steady hands. Sea of endless stars, we command and take our stand. Liberty tonight, our anthem, loud and proud. Dreams unfold with colors bold, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything, we build this paradise. Freedom in our hearts, we're reaching for the skies. Whispered hopes turned into roars, mountains moved by steady hands. In the sea of endless stars, we command and take our stand. Liberty tonight, our anthem, loud and proud. Dreams unfold with colors bold, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything, we build this paradise. Freedom in our hearts, we're reaching for the skies. Tonight's the night we claim our fate. No more silence, no more wait. With every step we elevate, creating worlds we celebrate.
They're doing. You understand that? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? They violated it, but Israel violated it too. Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs like I've never seen before. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when they say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. The biggest load that we've seen. You know what, we basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because the one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, it didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You understand that? Raise your voice! You know what, we basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? You know what, we basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? They violated it, but Israel violated it too. Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs like I've never seen before. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when they say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. The biggest load that we've seen. You know what, we basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because the one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake.
Welcome to Liberty Tonight, the only pro-liberty late-night variety show. Hosted by Brian Piotr and starring King Libertarian. Special guests, hilarious commentary, skits, gags, and more fun are just ahead. And here
Psych. Welcome to Liberty Tonight, folks. I got my Rand Paul Thomas Massey 2028 shirt available at the4libertyshop.com. I want us all to match and be looking good. Very excited about this evening. Turns out that New York City, which is responsible for about 6% of the GDP of the entire country, has decided to commit suicide. And I know that's very sad, but we are in a situation where a bunch of liberal white women, very rich ones, have decided to vote for a Muslim, but honestly, that's not the worst part about him. Communist. The guy literally says he's going to take over all of the stores and women are going to be able to walk home safe at night, but not for the reason you think. They're not going to be allowed to walk home without their male escorts. That's their plan. But anyways, we have a beautiful show ahead for you tonight with many, many different segments and skits and some new ones. But every week, before we take a step in any direction, we stop and listen to our dear leader, the king of all libertarians. Please stand and salute as we hear from him right now.
Hear ye, I'm King Libertarian, benevolent dictator of libertarianism, slayer of statists, hater of bureaucrats, lover of Doge, and all-around badass monarch. Now silence, peasants, your king is speaking. Last week, dear peasants, I said to you, this may be our last night together, not at war with Iran. And as always, I will be your dictator, no matter how many ballistic missiles we see flying overhead. It turns out we did have a war, and it's already over by this week's show. It finished so fast when the U.S. announced it hit with deep penetrating buster bunker bombs. Iran asked, is it in yet? And ballistic missiles did fly overhead of U.S. service members stationed at Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, as U.S. air defenses smashed into the oncoming assault. We haven't seen this many phallics collide since Freddie Mercury's farewell orgy. This week, liberal cities decided that hordes of fentanyl zombies and gangs of Antifa and agitators just wasn't enough. They were determined to become even worse, like a child actor in adulthood. The capital of smells like weed and bad decisions, Denver, Colorado, just disabled part of their car tracking system. Why? To protect illegal immigrants from ICE, of course. Wait, they have a car tracking system? Combined with the plague of red light cameras, Denver is one step away from a bad George Orwell acid trip. New York City looks at Denver and says, hold the keef-laced blunt, by selecting a literal communist as its Democrat candidate for mayor. This guy wants to freeze rent and create government-owned grocery stores. And that's all a fancy way of saying shanty towns and bread lines. Hey, just because you're Muslim and brown and gay doesn't mean that makes government-induced famine go away. If that were the case, the Fab Five from Queer Eye would have solved world hunger years ago. The king has spoken. Now back to Squire Brian.
Wanna get your attention. I really wanna be all up in your head.
Everybody in the chat, dance with us. WhiteHouse.gov.
Sucks to be you, New World Order.
That's right. Daddy's home.
Okay,
He's
welcome
giving
to
out
the
spanking.
chat. Buck Nasty, Robbie the Remain, and Evan Rowan. We're here in the Rumble chat, rumble.com/Liberty Tonight. If you're lurking on X, we love you too, but you want to come be a part of this and make it a conversation, that's where you got to go. Let's leave NATO, yo. I don't know why.
I wish we would.
I don't know
Look
why
at that.
we
Look at
have-
that little gremlin gripping onto his claws.
Anyways, I do not know why we're still in NATO. They lied and said that they're going to spend 5% of their GDP there this weekend to make Trump feel good about himself. Guess what? That's not happening.
No.
They have this thing called debt and social programs. They ain't got no money for tanks and all the things they want to do. So
we subsidize their defense, and what do we get?
Nothing.
Overpriced, cheap cars, and women that don't shave their legs. Let them take care of themselves.
I certainly don't care either way about it.
Why
Okay,
do they call him daddy?
because he's the original daddy. It's Milo Yiannopoulos who started the trend. He can keep be remembered for that as long as he likes. That's fine.
What was that before or after he was gay?
During, he was definitely gay when he came up with that.
Was that pre or post gay? I'm not sure.
No, I think he came out of the womb as gay, and then he went into the closet in the last 2
So
years.
he ran away from the vagina as quick as he could.
We all want to rebrand ourselves, and he's gone from the flamboyantly gay to just like the I'm going to attack Laura Loomer with everything that I got.
Yeah. If people in the chat haven't checked out at Nero lately, he may have regressed his gayness, but he kept all of the sass and bitchiness. This man has more rumors than a Maury show. This is crazy. We're weaving off topic here, but it's funny.
On headlines. Let's keep it on headlines. It's official. The libertarian wing of the mega party is out. We're back in, guys. Sorry.
Yes.
We're back in.
Yes. For those who follow me, this went a bit viral, as you could see. This was right after the strike of the nuclear facilities there in Iran. With any preemptive military assault that was not directly in self-defense, I thought, I am the benevolent dictator of libertarianism. I am your head of state, and it is my duty to speak on your behalf, whether you like it or not. So this was that, and I feel like, it was accurate. But yes, 2 days later, I declared we're back in after he actually achieved world peace by penetrating Iran's bunker.
Now, let's get ahead of that. We were here on the show when we found out about the first bombs flying. And then we found out that Trump decided to take... Okay, here's what I think happened, guys. This isn't conspiracy corner. This is just what I think happened. Bibi got himself into something he couldn't get out of, He got his hand stuck in the pickle jar. He had started bombing Iran and didn't know how to stop, and then they're just throwing missiles at each other, and this could go on forever and ever and ever and ever. And so Trump came up with this plan to get to end the situation. And that he talked to this is this conspiracy theory part. I bet he talked to Iran and said, "You're going to evacuate everything in your nuclear facilities. We're going to bomb them. Then you're going to throw some missiles at us. Nobody dies. And we're all going to say mission accomplished and end this. We all save face."
Yeah, and I was on this morning with Austin on his show, the Wake Up America show, 7 to 9 Eastern or Central every morning, weekday mornings here on the For Liberty Network. And I proposed the same thing in retrospect, and that's one of the reasons why I declared that we're back in and you have no choice. Because in hindsight, there was definitely some coordination. The fact that not a single IDF plane was shot down, all their air defenses was simultaneously taken out. I never saw any videos or any evidence that any drones took out any SAM sites or anything. Iran literally stood down and just let this happen. And now in retrospect, I thought it was weird at the time, but in retrospect, yeah, I think this was all a way for everybody to have an off-ramp
It's
for
a theater.
all the weird shit that they've been doing.
This was all
What do you guys
theater.
think in the chat? But it was weird, right?
It was all theater on the world stage, and it was effective. And I
Hey,
think we have world peace. I think Iran's going to get their nuclear power deal without the bombs, and their mullah, whatever his name is going to die of old age. They're going to keep their crazy government, but they'll move on to the next
Look.
generation. You know, I don't think it's really fair to criticize Iran and then be buddy-buddy with Saudi Arabia. Like, Saudi Arabia is in every way as backwards and messed up as Iran. In every single way, and probably more ways, right?
Yeah, the whole not letting your women drive until like 2 years ago, it's pretty bad.
And they have killed Western journalists, right? Just, oh yeah, he's in jail, but we're just gonna he dead. I forget that guy's name. I'm sorry.
Mogashi or something like that.
But
yeah,
guys, this is a third world regime with a king that throws gay people off roofs, but they're our allies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're
hello.
not against dictators. We're against the dictator that opposes us. We want them to be our dictator, not their own dictator. That's the clarity in this situation.
Look, Milo, I would not throw you off of a roof because you repented your evil ways. That's how this works. All right.
Yeah. But anyways, the libertarian mayor of New York City has some good ideas.
Today, we're going to get to the bottom of this. How much does a plate of halal cost right now from this truck?
$10.
$10. Chicken over rice, lamb over rice, $10.
$10?
Yeah.
When you're a street vendor, you have to pay for the food, the plates. How much do you have to pay for your permit?
Before it was 22.
It's the first time this commie ever knew anything about commerce.
How much does a license cost if you get it from the city?
I think 400.
And who are you paying?
The permit owner.
You're not paying the city.
No.
You pay the permit owner $22,000 just so you can sell this food.
Yes.
And who is this?
A random guy.
Have you ever applied for a permit?
Yeah, I'm applied and no come anything.
It's long wait. Number 3,800 something. And
After
A
2
commie
years, your number
is about to be
3,800.
accidentally libertarian.
These are the 4 bills that are sitting in the city council right now, which would give these vendors their own permits and make your halal more affordable. But Eric Adams hasn't said a single word about them. If you own the permit, then how much would you charge for the plate?
$7.
$8.
$8.
Wow. So government intervention actually makes things worse.
Oh, I don't think that he knows. Should we tell him? I don't think he knows.
Wait.
I think his solution of government-run grocery stores means that he does not know. That he's a little bit in the air about how this all works.
Yeah, I don't understand it at all.
If you tax the rich, you'll get less rich. If you tax the food permits, you'll get less. You get more expensive food or less food. Like, this is life, bro. You pass on the costs. If you tax somebody's income, they'll just move their income.
Zendale or Wachichi or whatever you're saying your name is. Get it through your commie head. Government bad, free market good, competition good. You think it bad because you suck. All right. So
I mean,
get the government out the way, like you're proposing for everything.
He go to government schools. Is this a conspiracy? Never go full retard, kids. Never go full
Never
retard.
go full government.
Yeah.
Never go full government.
This is Liberty Tonight, where freedom never sleeps. Welcome all the new people. Please go to FordLibertyShop.com and support the Paul Massey ticket 2028. This is what we're going with. Very exciting shirt.
Let us know in the chat if you go in there and purchase one.
Shows off your 14-inch biceps. I don't know. I'm just messing with you guys. I think there's that better. Robbie Remen is now a monthly supporter. Thank you so much, sir.
Woo!
Coming up this summer, King, tell us what's coming up. Put you on the spot.
Yeah, for the rest of the show here, we're gonna finish up with headlines. RFK just completely body slams this senator, and the story coming up, and then we got a Big Balls update. You all know Big Balls. We got an update on him, and then we're gonna do a new segment, sort of like King Libertarians Truth or Tale, but we're gonna show some videos. We got to figure out, is this AI or not? Is this deep fake? We're gonna look at them and we're gonna decide. And then top 10, we're gonna do something a little different tonight. It's not gonna be a list. It's gonna be something different. But you're gonna really enjoy it. But it's still gonna be a top 10. Conspiracy Corner, then King Libertarians Truth or Tale. That is a participation sports for everyone in the chat right now. You want to stay tuned for that and play along. And then we always round the show out with Culture Couch, America the Beautiful, and if we have time, Liberal Freakouts.
All right, and
That's what we got up for the show tonight.
Just to do a little housekeeping, we will be off for the 4th on the next Thursday night, and the King is moving castles at the same time. So
That's
best
right.
of luck to him. We'll be back on the 10th. We will be off on the 17th as I am going to Michigan. Everyone's invited. And when we return on the 23rd, we will be moving our showtime from Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern to Wednesday nights, same as Danielle Pansek's, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 to 9 p.m. Central. This will fit us in the gap perfectly between our Tuesday and Thursday night shows so that you have a show every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at the exact same time on the For Liberty Network. I hope that everyone likes this time. Everyone has given us some positive responses to that plan. Then coming up in August, we have a visit to the Rat Cafe with King
That's right.
Libertarian, maybe in July. And then August 9th, I will be going to the Ron Paul 90th birthday party. Hope everyone can come here. Any Rumble Rants that we receive, I will take my portion and put it towards that trip. Very much thankful for each and every one of you. Now let's get back to headlines.
Nelson says about time, so.
About time for what in particular?
The time change, I think.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
hard.
Barney
It's hard to
Styles
catch
is up
people
for
staying
it.
up late.
Yeah, good. All right, what's the RFK got to say?
Respond to
Change, I think.
something that
Yeah.
Congressman Balone
It's
said.
hard.
Barney
It's hard to
Styles
catch
is
people
up
Addressing
for
you,
it.
Congressman Balone.
Yeah, good.
At
All
15
right,
years
what's RFK
ago,
got to
you and
say?
I met. You were at that time a champion for people who had suffered injuries from vaccines. You were very adamant about it. You were the leading member of Congress on that issue. Since then, you've accepted $2 million from pharmaceutical companies in contribution, more than any other member of this committee. And your enthusiasm for supporting the old ACIP committee, which was completely rife and pervasive with pharmaceutical conflicts, seems to be an outcome of those contributions.
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you.
point of order. Point of order.
The chair
Point
recognizes
of order. The
Dr.
gentleman is impugning the
Yeah,
reputation
so they
of
go
a member
on
of Congress.
for the next minute arguing amongst themselves, and they basically force RFK to retract the statement. But the damage is done, you slimeball senator, you sleazy, snaky, Sudafed sipping psychopath.
Big Harma is out to get you guys. I don't know about. I mean, there are good drugs that might save your life, and there are some that maybe are just making other people money. And it's hard when you have a biased counsel to know. And so RFK is trying to get some balanced counsels together, and it's going to be hard. I wish him luck. I hope that he can be successful. And, you know, without some help from Big Balls, I don't know if he can be successful. And this man is on to big and better things. He was very helpful for Doge. I can't believe he made it so much longer after Elon left, but he decided to, you know, bow out or whatever it is
Seriously?
that Big Balls would do.
And they're pretty adverse to risk. And I was like, well, I want to be neither of those things. So
He slips
I
in a
said
little
it, and
libertarianism
honestly,
here,
I didn't
too.
even think anyone would notice.
Yeah.
So what do you
LinkedIn
do?
is so cringe.
What, what does Big Balls do?
Right now, I'm working on some payment computer stuff. So one of our initiatives is to root out fraud and waste. And to do that, we started looking at the payment computers. And as mentioned earlier, like there is no account.
Oh man, I hope he was successful. Bright horizons for this kid. I would definitely keep that on your resume for the rest of your life.
You cut off the most important part at the
of
end.
what payments actually go to the payment computer. So, like,
Okay.
you look at a specific line item, like $20 million. You're like, okay, well, what is this money going to? And
Right
for
here.
the majority of payment systems, it's like, well, we don't really know. And
Yeah, they're like, what? That would be the response.
Is this the most basic responses?
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the most common response.
I didn't
What
get
do
any
you
checks.
say when people just say, I
Yeah.
don't know?
well, it's a huge cause for concern because, like, the upstream thing, which is distributing the money, literally has no checks and no accountability to the actual American taxpayer. So it's a huge vector for fraud, waste, and abuse.
Do these people not respect taxpayer money?
Here we go.
I mean, there's no incentive to if you work in the government. I think.
Oh,
There it is.
He let the big balls out of the bag.
There it is. There it is. Through his high intellect and his software AI prompt mind, his Gen Z ADD Adderall autism, he arrives at this point logically through his own deduction. But really, if he had just read Rothbard or Hayek or anybody else, he would already have come to this conclusion philosophically that yes,
He probably did. It was economics in one lesson when he was 5. And he knew then what he had to do. And so it was.
he became big balls.
He became big balls. That's what every
Yes.
one of us must in turn face.
What do you guys think in the chat? Do you agree with big balls? Does the government have no incentive to be efficient whatsoever? Will government run grocery stores work because they, out of the goodness of their heart, just want to serve poor people? That was headlines, everyone. Thank you so much. That's the top stories from this week.
Intermission. Freedom Tunes has covered the Middle East.
I swear, if you two don't stop, I'm going to turn the car around.
Donald, don't get involved.
Ayatollah, I'm going to smack you. He started it.
No, he started it.
Ayatollah, that's it. In 30 seconds, I'm going to slap you. I'm warning you so you can move your head mostly out of the way.
Don't do it, Donald. Just let them fight it out back there.
15.
Donald, my king, do not.
3, 2, 1, smack. In 30
Donald,
seconds,
my king.
I am throwing my juice box at you. No, you are not. I am warning you so you can avoid any damage. 15 seconds. That's it. Both of you sit on your hands. You have 15 seconds to get your hands.
This is essentially what
under
happened.
Your butts.
What are they doing?
The fact that it
Getting their last slaps
probably
in
takes at least a
before
week
the
to make this cartoon.
ceasefire.
This guy's got.
Good.
This is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
No more seatbelts. No more seatbelts for you.
This is Bob's Burger version
We were
of
back
world
here
politics.
hoping we could get those mass deportations now. This crap is really distracting him.
What? It's exactly what I voted for.
That's also exactly what's happening. Oh,
Okay, guys.
good job, Freedom Tunes.
Next segment up here is a new one. And it's going to be called AI or Real Life. AI or not. Everyone's going to watch these clips and then you're going to tell me, do you think that this is AI or was this a real clip? And it's getting harder and harder to tell. I would love it if you find one of these during the week where you're scrolling and you go, I don't know if that's real. You're going to take that link and you're going to DM it to me. Got it, guys? That's what we
Yes.
need.
At
For-
Brian Piotr, at King Libertarian on X. Follow us
Bottom
right
of these
now.
screens. I'll follow you
Or
right
Liberty
back. I'll
Network.
know. You just tweet at me. I follow the show, and I'm gonna go retweet everything that you got. We're gonna become friends in real life. and we're gonna find a lot of really, really creepy and weird and hilarious AI videos together. Starting with this one, guys.
Training in jiu-jitsu. You're a black belt. You should dismantle me. But I'm picking a fight with you.
Is this real?
Whatever you
Or is this AI?
I weighed 190 this morning.
Yeah, I know that the Liver King was arrested for trying to murder Joe Rogan.
Hey, some people don't know this is the Liver King guy. By the way, guys, it's the Liver King.
Yes, the Liver King, he did go actually crazy. As you guys probably saw, he tried to he traveled to Austin and was arrested for making terroristic threats towards the short king of podcasting, Mr. Methylene Blue himself.
he got thrown in jail. The juice goes straight to the brain sometimes, guys.
Yeah, I wonder, is this, did he finally catch the mother of all parasites from all that raw meat, and it's just embedded into his brainstem, and now he's like this? Because if people have noticed too, he has like one dilated eye and one regular eye, and yeah, like to be that low of a body percentage, fat percentage for that long seems unhealthy to me.
It's an anabolic cocktail that will lower your life expectancy. But I think everybody here is saying it's real. Everybody was right on board. Robbie the Remen, Buck Nasty, Nelson65. Thank you guys for being active in the chat. This is rumble.com/Liberty Tonight. Come and join the chat. Okay, next one up. We got 3 for you this evening. Real or AI?
Protests, Theo. They were a total success. Of course, we planned them.
Oh my God.
It was a bet that I had with President Trump. He said we could never get the fat uggos of the country to walk around and get some fresh air. But I said to him, President Trump, these people might be fat, disgusting weirdos.
Yeah, I don't want to say that, but yeah.
We shouldn't give up on them completely. Plus, they're NPCs, so if we do this through the correct channels, those juicy whales will show up without asking questions. Check fucking 8, Theo.
The dialogue gives it away. The script, but
the flash at the end that says this is obviously a deepfake totally ruins it.
I know, but if you didn't know he wouldn't say something like this, you didn't know who it was, you'd be like, okay, it's getting very hard to tell. Yeah, Maverick Alexander, Maverick Darby, go follow him on X. He posts a lot of videos like this. They're pretty funny, but yes, this was AI.
Yeah. You know what? I want to find the promo for our show and show that one. Do.
Which one was that one?
I'm scrolling through it. It's Pete Hegseth talking about our show.
You know I am excited to announce that we have peace in the Middle East, with Iran and Israel playing nice in the world sandbox thanks to Donald Trump. Unfortunately, it's becoming commie boy summer in New York City. What the actual fuck? We may need Operation Midnight Sickle. I'm going to find out more this evening watching Liberty Tonight. They air live at 10 p.m. Eastern on X or Rumble. You know I am excited to announce...
Really, really proud that the head of the Department of Defense.
Wow.
They're ordering pizza in, and they no longer have to bomb Iran, so they're watching Liberty Tonight. Welcome,
That's
everybody.
Right. Thank you, Pete from NATO headquarters. No, you're at the Pentagon. Either way, thanks for the shout out, Pete.
Okay.
We appreciate it.
And the last one in the real or fake category, President of Italy.
Buonasera. Si conclude un vertice importante, tanto chiaramente per gli impegni. Un messaggio molto importante, mi pare di avervi detto tutto.
What is she doing?
I think she's trying to hold down food poisoning, or she takes some mushrooms.
She doesn't take a giant shit and she's like trying to push it back in.
Or maybe this is just This is just how Italians are, man, in the middle of the conversation.
Yeah, it must be the espresso. What do you guys think? Is this a real video? I'm having a hard time here.
Yeah, how'd we go from Rome and Julius Caesar to this, guys? Oh, you're not such
Do
a
you
bad
know,
lady.
Brian?
I think that the Huns did it. Huns did it. They're responsible. This is real.
Yes, this is real. It did generate a stir on social media as to why she was making those faces. So your guess is as good as mine. I mean, you know, they Macron and bagel and croissant and tea and crumpets and whoever else on the train were already caught enjoying a snow day. So it looks like that's what she just did. So, you know, those European leaders are always snorting something. That was real or AI. And next up, we got our top 10 coming up after this transition.
After this transition, come get this shirt. Match with me. Be bros. Let's become best friends. Paul Massey 2028. You know, I've had half the people that say they like it. The other half, they say, why isn't it Massey Paul? What's wrong with you? Why isn't it Massey Paul?
Paul is the senior.
Paul's in the Senate. He's the son of the king, the original king.
Right.
Before the crown was passed to this king. What's your first name,
That's
King?
correct. What's that?
What's your actual name, King? What are we going with?
James.
Okay. Jimmy. King Jimmy.
That's right. Jimmy Jangle.
You ever want to meet women? We do have a plan for everyone here on the call. This is how I would meet a wife if I wasn't married. Luckily, this strategy also worked for me. Oh yeah.
That's right. There it is. Irresistible.
That's awesome, guys.
Woo!
And the Fed. It makes women look. They can't look away. Anyways,
top 10.
I encourage you all to support us with any Rumble rants. We will definitely read anything you write. $1 buy-in. Moving on to the top 10 of the evening. A thread of the top 10 things Lori Lightfoot did when she lost.
Did we do the intro?
Do we have? Oh yeah, we got an intro.
Top 10.
Liberty Tonight. Top 10 list.
Yeah, so there's number 1, and then you have to like scroll down past like a quote retweet, and then the rest of the threads and the replies.
Okay, top 10. Going to Walgreens to buy a Modelo.
Yeah, top 10 Lori Lightfoot moments. You remember this? You remember this lady, right? The endearing mayor of Chicago, the troll of COVID, the one that said that she was gonna lock us up for walking down the street without a mask on. Yeah, number 1. Losing that re-election and immediately going to Walgreens to buy 24-pack of Modelo.
Man, it's okay to have 100 people shot a weekend and literally be known as Chirac.
Yeah.
The Black Beetlejuice.
What's number 2?
My dick is bigger than yours and the Italians. I have the biggest dick in Chicago.
No. Scroll down to number 2 in the replies.
Number 2.
There you go.
When she appeared on TV wearing this. Clorox.
The COVID destroyer. All right. That's just weird. All right. Number 3, Census Cowboy. I love this character. Yeah, she had the black cowboy ride around. horseback. That was weird.
I never
Y'all remember Lori Lightfoot?
I never realized that she was such a dress up person.
Yeah, no, she had a bunch of characters. It was great.
When she gave a limo service a bad review, and they responded by going point by point, talking about how terrible of a customer she was.
Oh man, obviously we're not going to read all this, but just funny that that she got owned back. 5, this weird Super Bowl party again during COVID, but you know, she was able to have everybody over, so it's fine.
Yeah, you're allowed to have people over if you're in the in club. Her and Gavin Newsom get along
All right.
probably famously.
Yeah, they went to La Bakery.
Number 6, player character behavior. Lori definitely exhibits player character behavior. She probably
Is that a
sprints
pimp outfit?
at full speeds everywhere.
Is she dressed like a pimp right there? Ugh. No, you know what that is? That's not a pimp outfit. That's the Penguin. She's dressing up as the Penguin, and she doesn't even need to dress up because she's also the Black Penguin. All right, number 7. If I were to give you 10 years, I still don't think you'd be able to guess who walks around Ann Arbor Street corner in this video. Oh, it's a very scary doll-like creature creeping around the corners.
Lori Lightfoot. What's she doing in Ann Arbor? You gotta stay in your home turf.
Is that what the Michigan University?
It's
Wolverines,
western suburb of Detroit.
Ugh.
Knock about 8 Mile. Mm-hmm.
Mile spaghetti.
Number 8. When she closed parks during COVID and told everyone your jump shot is always going to be weak. She wasn't wrong.
I forgot about some of these just absolute legends that she was throwing haymakers during COVID, dude. It was so funny. Like I knew this was gonna be a good one. All right, number 9. Yeah, okay. So this is the one you were trying to say earlier. My dick is bigger than yours and the Italians. I have the biggest dick in Chicago. Yeah. So yeah, she has a whole. You could make like a coffee table book. Lori Lightfoot's greatest moments. All right, number 10. You don't got to go past 10.
We should make it put on the forlibertyshop.com.
Yeah.
Get
Lori
facts.
Lightfoot's best moments.
Are those mouse traps?
I think it's money. Yeah, this stack could be yours if you get vaxxed.
Yeah.
Ugh, that is in poor taste considering what we know now. So yeah, this was
Black Beetlejuice
Height of COVID.
is definitely gone forever, and we won't miss her.
No.
But there'll be someone just as terrifying behind her. I trust you. If the Democrats in New York have taught us anything, that there's still further to go. We can go further left, guys.
That is right.
I don't know the population.
That was top 10.
No.
This should have been that was top 10, and this should have been an AI or not, guys. Everyone let me know your thoughts.
How many people living around, by the way?
Is this real or fake?
I don't know the population at all. No, I don't know the population. You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people living around?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah.
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population
Have you ever
tables.
been? Well, it's kind of relevant because
Have
you're
you
calling for
ever
the overthrow of the
been?
government.
Why is it relevant whether it's,
Well, because-
it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is
because
that
if
relevant?
you don't know anything about the country,
Okay,
you didn't say I
guys.
don't know anything
Next
about
up,
it. What's the ethnic
conspiracy corner.
What are they hiding? Is the truth out there or right under your nose? Find out next on Conspiracy Corner. Prepare to have your mind slightly adjusted.
Okay, guys, this is everyone's favorite segment. I know this because I have done a poll on Quinnipiac, and Fox News called a bunch of people over the age of 95, and they all said that they liked Conspiracy Corner. So that's
right.
what we're going with.
Nelson 865 thinks that the baby Ted and baby Tucker was real. I wish it was true.
Liberty tonight. Man. We getting this custom music for us is just feeling so right.
That's right. Liberty tonight.
First story of the evening.
Let's look at some miracles.
Yes. Obvious miracles. Not even like a little bit. Thousands of worshippers in the Philippines stunned when a white cloud resembling Jesus appears in the sky.
Whoa. I mean, they might be onto something, right, Brian? I mean, are miracles a conspiracy?
No, miracles are real, but stuff showing up in the clouds isn't it.
You're not buying this one? This isn't some like weird version of stigmata.
Dude, is it possible?
Is it an apparition of Jesus?
Is it possible? Could God do this? Yeah, if God makes the world, he can do this. But also, no. This doesn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
what Jesus do in the Bible. He healed people. He raised the dead. He multiplied
made
food.
The blind see.
He made a bunch of wine. Like he did a bunch of good miracles. Nothing like this. Now, could it be? Yeah, it could. But it's all this is possible, right? It's not impossible. It's just
to me, it looks like a guy about to jump off the plank of a pirate ship. But if you want to think it's Jesus, then that's all great. But I mean, it is right outside of a church. I mean,
so
you can't. Explain that then.
Okay, what's the point of this miracle?
To enforce the faith in Jesus.
I don't think that's enforcing. I don't think that's enforcing any
right
faith.
Thing. I don't ever see Muhammad in the sky. No one ever looks at the sky and says, "Oh shit, there's Muhammad." Because you know why? Because if you depict him at all, you're going to be stoned to death.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you're not allowed to do in Islam. And if you are a peaceful Muslim, then you are violating the Quran, because the Quran says you're supposed to make war on people who aren't Muslim and reject the faith. So if you're saying, "Oh, I'm a peaceful Muslim," you're like, well, you're being disobedient to the Quran.
You're going to Islam hell?
You're like actively being disobedient, that you don't want to fight me over this. So, which is why I feel like the strategy is be cool until you get to 51%, and then you go. It's go time. That's how it's working in the democracies.
I mean, it sounds like a good plan to me. That'd probably work.
I feel like France is already past that. France is seeing the effects. What used to be France? There used to be a French people. There used to be a French people, guys.
I mean, take it or leave it. But what I cannot take and what I cannot leave is pooping in your pants and somebody else covering up for it.
I can take it.
A brief comment. I just spoke with the House Oversight Committee.
I can already tell you're lying.
I answered every question, was pleased to discuss my public service, and
the volume on this one's low.
Process, and
yeah.
I'm glad I answered every question.
Was there an effort to disguise?
Yeah, so she basically,
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so it was hard to hear there. So she's basically saying, I went into the congressional committee investigating it. I answered all their questions, and then a reporter asks, was there an effort to disguise President Biden's condition? And she says, absolutely not, and takes off running. Not suspicious at all, lady. But
everybody knew
there was a conspiracy to cover up Biden's condition by his staff and people around him. What do you guys think in the chat? Was he concealed from the American people purposely? Did people know that he was shitting his pants at the Vatican and running around naked at night and pooping his pants when he got mad, and stuttering and mumbling and forgetting where he was and being too mentally incapacitated to be charged with crimes? What do you think, Brian? Was there a conspiracy?
I don't think it's a conspiracy when everyone on every side knows.
There has to be some kind of cloaking.
I think
There has to be.
the conspiracy would be the people who get together and believe that Joe Biden did not shit his pants. Those are the conspiracy theorists that are wearing the tinfoil hat. They're absolutely nuts. Which, by the way, on this segment, tinfoil hats are marginally effective at blocking out some electromagnetic radiation.
Really?
Yeah. The story of the tinfoil hat is the Russian embassy in Cuba was broadcasting electromagnetic frequencies, microwaves, into the American embassy in Cuba, and 3 or 4 heads of the ambassadors and head of the whatever, I don't know what the highest position is in an embassy, ambassador, got brain tumors in a row.
When was this?
I believe the 60s. Like
And then they continue to do that. The Havana syndrome is what they call it now, because apparently that happened again.
Yeah, Havana syndrome comes from this, I think. But I remember the American embassy blocked it with aluminum sheeting in the walls.
Hey,
and there
you go, folks. Here, you heard it here on Conspiracy Corner.
So you can take
your
aluminum
tinfoil
foils.
hat will actually work. Amazing.
It'll only work for some electromagnetic radiation, but included in that is X-rays. So if you ever take an aluminum case to the airport guard, the retard back there, will be like, I can't see into this thing. And they're going to make you open it. Because the X-ray doesn't go through the aluminum. So,
okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an aluminum case and I'm going to put a booby-trapped fart can inside of it so that he has to X-ray it and pull it out and open it up. And, yeah, we're going to stink bomb that entire place.
I'd say just get the cheapest ticket on Spirit so that you can walk down the aisle and then videotape yourself doing that. Stream it so that when they confiscate your phone and arrest you, that your video still makes it out onto the internet. That's my advice.
That's what it's for. That's what it's all for, the clicks. Who cares if I spend time in a Thailand prison? I got some good content out of it, even though I'm doing 5 to 6 in hard labor.
Buck Nasty saying, as we all know, we can smell it from here. Yeah, we know. Here's the real conspiracy theory, guys. Weigh in deep on this. It's possible that every time we see solar sunspot activity, we invade the Middle East. What do you think
by
about
this
that?
graph, it certainly seems so. That I know for a fact that the 11-year solar cycle is real. We come to a solar minimum and a solar maximum, spanning over 11 years. So at 5.5, you have the minimum you can see there, and then the 5.5. I mean, there is such a thing as lunacy, so why not sunacy? Why not? What would the Latin for sun? Solacy? I don't know. But what do you think, Brian? Is this scientifically sound in your engineering brain?
Humanity does react to sun weather. So when it's hot out, you'll notice that in the inner cities, crime goes up.
You have the summer of love.
Hot summer nights,
mostly
man.
Peaceful protests. Yeah, I mean, you think about it, most protesting occurs during the summer because everyone's all hot and irritated and agitated.
Yeah,
but it also
Minnesota
injects
doesn't
energy into the beings.
Yeah, Minnesota doesn't have no problems with riots in January. Guys, no one's ever done that.
So when you're in a summer, so when was the summer of love? What was that? It was 21. Was it 2020?
Yeah.
Look,
yes.
We're at a solar minimum 2020, and they still got their panties in a wad. Man, it was so unfortunate that man died of fentanyl overdose and not from a knee on the neck. But the optics were terrible.
So this is a measure of sunspots.
Yes.
I believe that sunspots block radiation and that you would have less radiation when you have a sunspot.
I don't know. Is anyone else a scientist?
I think the higher the
in the
number
chat?
on this chart is the less radiation that's coming from the sun because of sunspots.
I don't know. I understand it. None. But it was fascinating to me. Sun conspiracy. Is more sun making us crazy? It seems
So we actually have several satellites that are sun weather satellites that we've put up in space. So if we have Earth and the moon, like say they're really close, like way out on each side of the Earth, we have satellites pointed at the sun, and they're far enough apart that you get binocular vision, and you can see coronal mass ejections coming out, and you can measure them and their speed, and then they can figure out where they're going and how fast they're going, and that can give us an accurate forecast of if something's going to hit us and when it's going to hit us.
Right.
Which is cool, because without these satellites, we could not do that. But with these satellites, we can say, oh, society's going to end if it happens. We don't have the defense against it. The only defense would be like unplug everything. Like everybody,
quick.
Everybody, we've got an hour and a half. Unplug every cable, unplug every transformer, just like undo every circuit, and then wait, and then hope it works
And you have
when it's over.
You have 45 minutes. Go.
Yeah, that's all you can do. I mean, a lot of military hardware has hardened circuits, but the whole country's electrical grid isn't. So you just like have transformers blowing up all over the place. This actually happened in the 1840s or 1850s. There was a giant coronal mass ejection and all the telegraph cables burned down, which put everybody back into the 1840s, and it was fine.
They're like, we just got these things. Damn. All right. Let's go back to our analog everything.
Okay. Next up, why are the Galapagos off limits?
You're monitored 24/7. Why 98% of the islands are off the limits to the public? It's because of places like San Cristobal Island. You know, the one named after that dog-headed Christ bearer, St. Christopher. And St. Christopher Island, one of the lesser-known islands restricted for environmental preservation. Bullshit. Now pay attention. There are ruins there that defy everything we're told about history. Not Polynesians, not South Americans, but something older. Locals told stories of giant dog-headed beings that once lived there, only to be driven underground after some kind of catastrophe. Oh, and the stone on that island, it has the same interlocking design as places like Machu Picchu, Sacsayhuaman, and Pumapunku. We're talking laser precision cuts that modern tech still struggles to replicate. And yet, the mainstream wants us to believe some primitive culture with no written language did this with copper chisels? Bitch, please! This video is for entertainment.
Yeah, I was just looking at a post from Billy Carson. He's the big like Egypt Emerald Tablets guy, and yeah, he showed 3 different sites. You know, South America, Polynesia, and then somewhere in Asia or something like that, where Egypt, where these giant stones, they have these long, squared, perfectly smooth and perfectly cornered striations in these rocks, and you put all 3 of them together, different locations, different times, different technology, but they looked exactly the same. Same with the monoliths and stacking monolithic stones on top of each other to make gateways. If you're just coming out of hunter-gatherer culture and you're just starting to form civilization, even Göbekli Tepe and Turkey, it's even earlier than even ancient Egypt or Babylonia, or even earlier than that than we know. Why are you putting so much effort into lifting up giant stones on top of each other if you're just day to day, even just trying to just get food to eat, it doesn't make any sense to me. Brian, do you think that there's a logical explanation for not only this, but the evidence that I just went over?
Dude, I think that the Bible's story, the ark, is real. That before the flood, there was a flood, and before that, technology and society was advanced, and they could do things, and they were advanced in ways that was all lost because of a flood, and it got like the world got reset with Noah. I think that is a reasonable story, and that looking at these ancient buildings like the pyramids, that ancient society could do something that we can't do anymore, and there was a reset. I think that all over the world you see that there was a reset.
We got Gilgamesh, and that story populates in other cultures again that had no connection that we know of, either timeline wise or geographically wise. There's geological evidence of a flood at that period of time over a mass period of layer of the earth. I don't know how much conspiracy there is behind that fact, and other pre-Egyptian cultures. I mean, that's what the Emerald Tablets essentially say, is that it's written by an Atlantean, the one that stayed behind. And I guess maybe he is Noah, or he worked with Noah, but he says, I traveled to Kem, which is pre-Egypt, and I basically restarted civilization, and gave them this technology, and I went over to South. I went everywhere after I was done in Egypt. So that makes the most sense for me for why you have the Incans and the Mayans, and then thousands of years of difference. You have the Polynesians and then ancient Egypt, and then there's also supposedly this huge pyramid that's underneath a mountain in Serbia. If you look at the mountain, it's clearly a pyramid that's just been covered up. And then you have the forbidden areas of China. I clearly am a man of deep antiquity.
Yeah, absolutely. And if
King would allow me to be.
If you got an opinion, come to rumble.com/liberty tonight. Put it in the chat. Let's talk. Let's interact tonight. For those of you that have joined late, here's the news update, and that is we are moving our time slot. I want everyone who watches to be aware. We are going to move to 7 to 9 p.m. Central starting July 21st. So we got several more weeks to go before we make that change. We're going to match Daniela Pensek's time and Culturama. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you will have a Wake Up America, For Liberty Network show to watch every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night, 7 to 9 p.m. Central. Please come drop a Rumble rant in the chat. If you want us to read or take off any kind of topic that you like, support a trip for me to go see Ron Paul. I've already booked the tickets. I'm already going. You would only be supporting me. We're going to go see Ron Paul turn 90. May he live forever. And I'm going to be repping this shirt. If you want to get one of these, come to the forlibertyshop.com. We sold one today. Very excited about it. Thank you so much. It's going to be a wonderful package for the next 4 years and might become the real campaign. Let's hope. I wouldn't hate it if it was also Vance, but I can't put 3 names on a shirt. What about you, King?
That's right. That was Conspiracy Corner, everybody. We got, next up, we got King Libertarian's Truth or Tale, and then we'll transition into Culture Couch, America the Beautiful, and if we have time at the end, we have Liberal Freakouts, and then, as always, we end the show with Peasant of the Week. I'm not too sure who Peasant of the Week is. I never am until the very end. If you got any suggestions on who was the best peasant, who served their king the greatest this week, drop it in the chat. Let me know. But yeah, here we go. Culture or King Libertarians with the channel coming up.
Oh yeah, that's fuck yeah! Birds away!
How wild that would have been to be on base and see that.
Hey! Splash! Splash! Splash!
Wild.
Your
And I
signing,
was thinking about this.
your signing bonus isn't worth it, boys. You don't need
That
to-
would be wild to witness firsthand, though. Like, yeah, apart from the fact that those could have just been dropped on your face, other than that, pretty cool. Like, obviously there's hypersonic missile technology that there's no defense against it, but that's still a very small portion of even our stockpile or Russia's stockpile of weapons. They have thousands of these just regular, just liquid propulsion ballistic missiles that now through these advanced air defense systems, like you can shoot most of them down as long as you got enough missiles. Like, I like how advanced technology is like making everyone chill out and like make it essentially irrelevant to try to like missile attack anybody. Anyways,
I'm glad that we're not just randomly ballistic missiling people again.
Yes.
I'm glad that that's over. We're back to peace.
That's right.
All
Back to peace.
right.
And we're back to King Libertarian's Truth or Tale. This is a participation sport for everyone in the chat who's familiar with this. I have 4 stories here. They can all be true. They can all be fake. One are the same or this or the other. And it's up to you and Brian, because he does not know, to sniff out, and am I telling a tale or a truth? So let me know in the chat what you think. Here we go. Number 1. Is this truth or tale? Country music star runs off stage after teeth fall out mid-concert. Is this true? Did I make this up? Is it a tale or is it the truth? Country music star runs off stage after teeth fall out mid-concert. What do you think, Brian? You're muted because you were coughing.
It happened. This is real.
This is real. Brian thinks it's real. Your wife thinks it's Taylor Swift. What do you guys think in the chat?
Swifties.
This is real. This is true. Leanne Rimes, who is known as for wearing dental prosthetics, had to sprint off stage during a recent concert after her teeth fell out while singing. All right, that was a truth.
Do you think it was a stunt?
Well, I didn't see the whole thing, but I guess she was on like Instagram stories talking about it. She was laughing about it, and was kind of embarrassed, but also laughing. So I don't think she did it on purpose. But congratulations to the fan who now has part of her mouth. All right, story number 2. Is this true or a tale? Predominantly Somali Minneapolis neighborhood throws parade with pirate ship themed floats. Somali neighborhood throws parade with pirate ship themed floats. Is this true, or did I make it up as a tale?
I want this to be true. Does that matter?
What do we think in the chat? Predominantly Somali Minneapolis neighborhood throws parade where they had pirate ships. What are we thinking there in the chat? Brian, what's your final decision?
I'm gonna say true because I want it to be true.
All right. Brian Piotr is saying truth. This is a tale. I made it up.
That was a good one.
Yes.
I'm proud of you, King Jimmy.
I knew you couldn't resist wanting it to be real.
I think that we should make it real. I think that if we make, we should make fake ads and a fake Facebook page and invite everybody to it, and then see if we can get them to go do it.
Here, I'm tweeting right now. I'm tweeting this. I'm putting it. I copy and pasted it, and I'm going to @Babylon B. So everyone go to @King Libertarian here in 2 seconds, and then I want you to tag. Good headline idea. Babylon B. Let's see if they use my idea. All right. King Libertarian's Truth or Tale. Number 3, is this tale or truth? KFC releases fried chicken flavored toothpaste. Chat, is this true? Is this false?
Oh,
KFC
100%.
releases fried chicken flavored toothpaste.
You know they did it.
You're saying true, Brian? What are you saying in the chat? Is this a tall tale or a terrific truth? You're saying true?
Thanks, Nelson65, for being a contributor. You're like a Fox News contributor, except more important.
You're true, Brian?
True.
All right. This is true.
Yes, sir.
KFC partnered with His Smile, to launch toothpaste that tastes exactly like the signature herbs and spices. All right. Last story of the night.
On this light. So I'm watching The Apprentice, going through this with my wife, and there was an episode where Trump had them write a jingle for I forget, some kind of TV show or like product or something, but like AI is going to remove the guy's job who it was to write the jingle for KFC. Toothpaste that tastes like fried chicken. The poor guy lost his job.
Yeah.
I feel sad for that guy. Because now it's you and me just going to AI and asking for the jingle. We've lost something as a society. And I hope we've also lost the toothpaste.
I almost don't want to make the guy have to try to come up with a fried chicken toothpaste jingle. I think he would be okay with just letting ChatGPT handle that one. All right.
ChatGPT's gonna kill itself eventually.
If I had a brain and a gun. Anyways. All right. Story number 4, last one of the night. Truth or tale? Let me know whether this is a truth or a tale. Polo player dies due to accidentally swallowing a bee. Did this happen? Is this true? Is this a tale? Let me know in the chat. What do you think? Polo player dies due to accidentally swallowing a bee.
I've said true for everything so far. So I think I'm just going to keep going. True.
Brian thinks it's true.
True.
What do we think, Nelson? 65. I'm going to upgrade you to Nelson 66. All right. This is true.
Nice
work.
An
Indian billionaire named Sanjay Kapoor accidentally swallowed a bee while playing polo in the UK. He had an allergic reaction. He couldn't breathe.
Billionaire, man.
Billionaire. All that money and taken out by swallowing a damn bee. He shouldn't have been on the back of that horse swinging some weird mallet around. If you were playing football, you wouldn't have swallowed a bee, you dang weirdo Brit.
Hey, money can't buy time. And we all got a certain amount of time here on Earth. So spend it wisely, guys.
That's right.
You can't put more time in the bank. I think you can rip some time out of the bank. You could definitely make some decisions to rip the time out of the bank.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you, everybody. That was King Libertarian's Truth or Tale. I will make an intro for this, but not soon because I'm moving castles, but soon. Thank you.
Is this Americana?
Italian special ops hitters, final preparations before delivering a coup de grace on Iran's nuclear program. Guy's got moves.
What's his name?
Somebody with pizza dough until
What's his name? The Pita Man? Super Mario.
This was what happens if you break pasta in front of them. Or if you think marinara and ketchup are the same thing. or if you don't like cannolis, or if you don't think Sylvester Stallone is the best actor of all times, this is what you get.
Italian Jitsu.
Oh man,
Mario.
Thank you everyone for joining us
Mario
tonight.
DeGraw.
This is Liberty Tonight, where freedom never sleeps. We're here on the Forward Liberty Network for now, every Thursday, 9 to 11 Central, here on the Forward Liberty Network. I am your benevolent dictator, your monarch, your God on earth, representing you, whether you like it or not, King Libertarian, here with my intrepid, infamous, ideologic, Christian, baby-making machine, Brian Piotr, my co-host here for Liberty Tonight. And if
I'm going to end the birth rate crisis.
Yes,
but not by myself.
No, it takes two to tango in this world where man and woman still exist. A realm beyond where we normally lie in the mainstream media and the liberal landscape. For once, a man named Brian had a dream of having 15 babies and being left alone with his guns that are now lost in a tragic boating accident. Mr. Piotr himself is going to repopulate the earth on the outskirts of this hellscape that we call Democrat metropolitan areas.
And now, the Culture Couch.
Yeah.
Pizza's got nothing on this guy, says Nelson65.
That's right.
Okay, so what is the Culture Couch? What is it? Are we making culture when we support Paul Massey 2028 and make this show? I believe that makes this the Culture Couch, show.
That's right. Yes. The Culture Couch, where we sit and observe, but we also project, right? We lift up what we agree to be good culture, and we shame that which should be faux pas. That should be taboo, because at the end of the day, it destroys nations. A bad culture is a bad nation. So here on the Culture Couch, we sit back, we relax, we review the greatest cultural challenges of our day, and then we tell you what to think about them.
And Nelson's saying that we should add Monday to the schedule as well. Then the whole schedule will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hey, I'm on board. We'll talk about it. But anyways, Nelson, we're super thankful that you've been such a wonderful listener to this show. It's been nice getting to know you. One QWERTY word at a time, chatting on the chat. And if you're lurking on X, come and join Nelson65 and rumble.com/Liberty Tonight. We have more in store for you than just a show. We've got an interaction and a friendship that only comes through Rumble rants and buying things. No, I'm just kidding. So this lady has discovered something about war and what it does to women. And there was one benefit going on with the Iranian war.
Anybody else noticing how the mention of war is causing gender ideology and feminism to just basically evaporate? I saw a guy talking about how he's paying close attention to this war because he's wondering if people are going to start getting drafted, and men have to be worried about that, and women in the comments, feminists are like, God forbid men have to do their duty.
Oh.
Now it's not toxic masculinity. When it comes to dying on a battlefield, we're all good with that. But any other time, it's this toxic masculinity. Now it's God has a design. We are all created differently. Women can't do what men can do. Yeah, I guess when it's going to cost you your life, your ideologies change real quick. Anybody else noticing how the
obviously am against most war.
Yeah.
Obviously, when it's not in self-defense, of course. However, I think that portions of the male population need to die in war ever so often. Just to remind society of our crucial role, and that when we tell you to sit down and shut up is because like, yeah, we're expected to die over you. So
For like
get in your bubble
for
that we've created.
for the
And
majority of human history, it's like if you lose in war, everyone dies or becomes slaves.
yes,
Like you, your friends, your neighbor, everyone you've ever met, your entire town. It's like an army shows up and you fight, and winning is everything because losing is death, destruction, and slavery.
yes.
So
So supporting men in society and not tearing them down and actually seeing them as a valuable asset to your society. If it wasn't beyond, the plumbing and the electricity and the internet and all of these infrastructures that are predominantly kept up by men, your mechanics, your aircraft mechanics, your road pavers, everybody construction. If that wasn't enough to hold men at a high esteem, I think the society just has to see some of them die off en masse and barely avert rape and pillage and torture,
Though-
and then maybe then we'll be respected again.
Though, to be honest, I would rather be a soldier 1,000 years ago with a sword than what's going on in Ukraine right now. Because
Yeah.
walking around with Julius Caesar, you would basically walk around forever and then have like one really bad day, and it'd be like one day and it was over. Like you knew I'm either going to be alive or dead, but it's going to be over today. In Ukraine or like World War One, it's like this could go on forever. Of like I
Yeah.
could die today, every day,
And a
forever.
mechanical bug is gonna blow me up at any minute.
At
That's
any time,
attached by a fiber optic cable.
at any time, death could come from above. Right? I have to have a super effective paranoia that is super effective every day forever, or I'm dead.
Yeah, and like you were traveling with the boys, you were backpacking across the country. You get to see beautiful sights. You got the harems that follow you around. You can, you got the bard that's singing songs over, fireside, and then and even in those days, I would like an army of, let's just say, even 100,000. It was a huge army for any period of time at that point. And so, ancient cultures in each country, they still had millions of people. So the chances of you even being in the army was really low to begin with. So to your point, that is right. And this is where Western culture came from, especially after the fall of the Roman Empire in Central and Western Europe. There was essentially no government. Like the people in certain times, and even in the dark ages, like if you lived out and you're a rural like you rarely ever had any interaction with any government whatsoever, even though you may have lived under a monarchical dictatorship. So other than unchecked disease and no modern medicine and the threat of malnutrition and death through childbirth, like, yeah, it sounded pretty good back then.
Yeah, well, that took a dark turn. But I definitely would rather walk around in an ancient battle than do World War One and have 3 or 4 years of running into machine guns with very low likelihood of living.
That's true.
If you are a woman, though, and I know that probably none of you are, I know my wife was watching earlier, but you're looking for how do you carry a gun in a way that's still cute and sexy? Well, here's how you do it.
This is the type of culture that we want to promote here.
So you can't see the gun.
Boom. Take that, rapist.
Yeah, the nice thing about shooting a pedophile is that they can't relapse. Right?
Yeah.
Or a rapist.
Shoot him right in the dick.
You know that they won't be going through recovery in prison and then be back out on the streets, right? They're going to be gone and they won't be a problem anymore. Problem solved. Yeah, that's definitely an inner thigh holster. Man, your name, I don't know how to say it every time. I'm just going to permanently give up.
On the growth.
Let's just say CS. What's up,
Yes,
CS?
Yes, this is the culture that we want to promote here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful women secretly carrying weapons of mass destruction.
And you're gonna give up on swiping right if you're single, and you're just gonna go find this woman in real life, and you're gonna want a wife just like this.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Every time her husband comes home, she's dressed up something different.
That's a good one.
Oh, we got a name. It's Craig.
You want to go for a swim?
Are you crazy?
This is good husband-wife culture here. I like how, as time goes on, it was like, all right, if at first it was flashing me. He walks in like, what the hell? Nothing?
Yeah, man. This is what you want your life to be. Also, the gift of a little kid running up and going, "Daddy's home!" I don't know about all the terrible things that make you a bad person. I just know that you're daddy.
I don't know why you're so angry all the time, but
I'm not angry all the time. Don't put that voodoo on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't put that voodoo on me.
yeah. You put some methylene blue in there?
No. We should do some more methylene blue, sponsored by
an extra oxygen ion.
I was a Trump supporter. I don't know how long I can keep doing this. I have a construction company, and not a fucking thing is getting done. This is what I get. This is what I fucking get. Nothing but white boys. It takes 4 days to do a one-day job.
Oof.
I might have fucked up.
What do you think about this,
Not
Brian?
true.
Is he taking the right approach here with his
This is not true.
Attitude about this?
Yeah, I think he's taking the wrong approach. So I think that he misunderstands that you can have something cheap, fast, or well done. And you can pick two of those things. Can't have three of those things. And it's more often that the white boys he's talking about are probably going to do well done and may not be cheap or fast. You can have one of those.
Yeah. There was some confliction, right? You know, as even Trump said, there's the farm workers, there's the construction workers. I do like that it only takes 2 days to get a new roof, because if anyone's been in a home while a roof's being put on, it's quite annoying. And you know, I get that there is some truth to the whole thing. Like, they do jobs that other people don't want to. I don't want to clean hotel rooms. I don't want to clean bathrooms. I don't want to pick crops. I don't want to be on a roof in the summer in Florida. But yeah, there's something with the culture, man, that we become independent on it. But I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I think that we can find a middle ground where there is some path to citizenship for some of these people, even though they got in illegally, even though they wouldn't have been here without Democrat policies. Is there still a net benefit to the society for those certain sectors for them to be here?
Here's the deal. It is, if people with a substandard, the whole world is willing to come to America. But if somebody's willing to come to America and live at a very substandard standard of living, below what any normal American has found to be acceptable. So you're willing to put 7 or 8 people in an RV and share a car and do all this stuff and work below like that. You've set up a life where it's your cost of living so low that you're willing to do the $7 an hour job. At the same time, you're pushing up the cost of living for everybody else. And so you're really driving down wages, which is why companies like to bring in illegals. But bringing down the wages and putting up the cost of living just lowers the standard of living of everybody who's living in your country. So for those of us who don't want our standard of living to go down in our country, it makes sense to bring in people who produce a lot and live at a high standard of living and provide us with services at a cheaper price and contribute a lot to the society. Basically high-end individuals. We can bring in as many of those as we want and it'll make our lives better.
The golden ticket people.
The golden ticket people will make everyone's life better.
5 million. Get the Trump card.
But yeah, H-1Bs make everyone's life more, makes everyone poor. And illegal immigrants make everyone poor. So as Americans, if we don't want to live less prosperous lives, we should ask for things to be done in a manner that actually improves our lives. Like in Japan, their standard of living has been going up, even though their GDP has been flat. So
because they're also specialized.
It's because people are dying, and their population is going down, but their productivity is still going up. So when your productivity goes up, it's actually making housing prices cheaper.
Yeah. See, there's more money in the pot for everybody. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, from the beginning of I don't know when you think even as far back as like the 1800s, the Chinese coming over and building the railroad, and then my ancestors were fishermen. They came in to the coastal areas, and they were the ones breaking their back on the boats, going out there dredging, and then eventually they or their children bought boats and then bought seafood factories, and then their children became lawyers and doctors and the professionals that you see now today. It seems here in America we have a culture of being drunk on cheap immigrant labor, but that's a pathway to those bloodlines becoming those higher performing professionals. I don't know.
Yeah, but except your immigrant family and my immigrant family in the past weren't on food stamps, didn't have welfare, didn't have Section 8 housing.
Right.
They didn't go to public school.
That's also true.
All of those services are a drain on our society. They're a net cost. Remove all the services and we can talk some more.
All right. Men. Why aren't men anymore? What is going on with this one?
There's a guy in a parka in the summer. I can't tell what kind of white guy he is, but he's chasing people.
Yeah, this guy's getting chased around a train station, clearly scared for his life, and no one does anything. Well, yeah, he's running away. Maybe he already got slapped once and he doesn't want anymore because he's getting hit. But what? Why isn't anybody helping this guy out at all? This is clearly a psycho person. This is I think clearly Europe. Because America doesn't have train stations. That's that bullshit.
This is a no trust society.
Well, and that's the kind of I think the point you're getting to, where especially folks like stereotypically this person may be, it's a incentivized or essentially a forced immigration from one culture that is the most different from the culture you're bringing it into, right? Like sub-Saharan African or African Muslim or like that is the most different you could possibly get from Western Europe as far as culture and just society in general. And yeah, let's just clash them together. Let's have a clash of civilizations and just start breaking apart the entire society. I want people to come here that wanted to come here because they really believe they could have a better life here, not because they were given an Obama phone and a debit card from Biden. What do you guys think? Craig says no concrete work gets done without a few Hispanics. You know what? I don't know.
Here's the most problematic thing about immigrants. This is the average IQ by country. Please note that all of these African countries, the data is likely made up.
Right.
Like the points on whose line is it anyways. And second point, note that these are average IQs. So if you say, look here, the average IQ is, let's be charitable, 60, the standard distribution, I can't tell you what it is, and I'm not sure the data exists, but let's say it's 10. At the very minimum, half of everybody there is less than 60.
What is mental retardation?
70. If you were in the
Really?
United States and you have an IQ below 70, you qualify for disability. If you have an IQ below 90, I believe it's 90, you can't join the U.S. Army. Might be 80. Let's ask Grok.
That's not what Grok. Elon, help us.
Elon.
Our IQ is clearly too low to remember what the IQ scale is. Because if that's the case, and based on your scale here, most of the world's retarded.
1 billion plus people, probably.
Yeah, and you've got it cut off. I don't even see India.
Oh, man. The Army will take you at 50.
Yeah, that's why I thought 45.
Holy cow.
Retarded.
45. 50.
Is it 45?
It's 50. Oh, wait. It's an A.
That's the
Oh, sorry.
ASVAB score.
Sorry. The A.
What IQ is retarded? And whatever that is, you're it.
U.S. law allows up to 20% of recruits in a fiscal year to score between the 10th and 30th percentile on the AFQT, which could be IQs of individuals as low as 81 to 83, though this is not standard practice. Okay, so roughly 80 and below, you're not making it into the Army. And in some countries, above average.
Right. You're right. Intellectual disability is typically diagnosed based on an IQ score of 70 or below. So, yeah, based on that graph that you were sharing, most of the world is retarded.
No, not most of the world, because there's 1 billion people in China that have an average IQ of 100. You have half of India is roughly retarded. Which is like 500 million, 600 million people.
500 million, yeah.
And then most of Africa, half of that continent, plus a little bit on the upside.
Combined, that's 1 billion people, right?
Yeah.
About.
So let's call it 500 million in Africa, 500 million in India. Roughly 1 billion people on Earth.
Huh.
They all have souls.
And then all the others sprinkled in from all the other countries that aren't as retarded as they are.
If you are if you are retarded, you have a soul. We love you.
Yes.
I want you to have a wonderful life. But also, I don't expect you're going to come here and contribute a lot to our economy and way of life. And I'm happy for you to contribute to your country where you are already at. That's not a harsh, like, people say, oh, how can you send an immigrant back to their home? There are such hardworking families. Like, oh, if they're so hardworking and wonderful, then we are stealing them from their home country.
Right.
And their home country deserves to have such a wonderful, hardworking person back.
Yes.
To make their country better.
Do you know how hard MS-13 and Trinidad and Agua work? They are productive, all right? They have goals and they have dreams and they get after them and they achieve those goals. Do you want to deprive El Salvador of MS-13? Do you want to deprive Venezuela of Trinidad and Agua? No. Give them back. They're not ours.
Yeah.
I understand that you're liberal and you're a woman and
Those engineers
Trump.
and doctors that are here illegally should go back and build their country. Wherever it is.
Yes.
European countries, UK illegal immigrants, Russian illegal
Pelosi
immigrants.
said MS-13 are God's children.
Venezuelan
their
immigrants.
country deserves them. They're that good and that precious, then stop hoarding them.
Yeah, who are we to keep them here selfishly,
Yes.
illegally?
Yes. Sheesh. There are
Okay.
supermax prisons that need them.
Oh, and if we can add on to the list, there's other people that everyone should benefit from. Like this dude. I would love to offer him for export.
Gun. If you have a gun, you're not very intelligent.
Why's that?
Because you're paranoid.
Wait a minute. If you have a gun, you're not intelligent because you're
Joe Rogan's
paranoid?
like, this is retarded.
Having a gun means that you're afraid that someone's going to come and attack you.
Yeah.
You know. So what I'm saying is that if you have a gun and if you think you need a gun for your house for whatever, if you think you have something that's worth someone else's life, then you are ignorant.
Yeah.
Well, I don't necessarily
my
think that's
family's
what they
well-being.
think. They don't think that the gun is worth someone else's life. They think they don't want to get their life taken by a home invasion.
Yeah.
Which does happen.
Did you see that video of the guy that had a raccoon on his boat?
Anyways,
if you have a gun,
my point
you're
makes
not
no
very
sense. Let's
intelligent.
just move on. Tommy Chung, I've been high for so long, I forgot what I was saying.
You fried your brain.
Brian, do you agree with Tommy Chung that owning a gun is just for paranoid freaks?
I think that maybe he shouldn't have a gun. I
really don't think he does.
I think that it is everyone's right to defend themselves, and that no matter how paranoid you are, that the ATF could be coming to kill your dog at any moment, and you have a right to defend your dog.
Yes. Yes.
That is the story of the day.
Or if your teenage son is just standing out in your front yard or anything like that. Tommy Chung, let's see. I don't think that was weed you were smoking. I think it was a distillation of your own farts. You likely live in the Hollywood Hills in a gated community that has 24-hour security. So, in other words, go suck an egg. And we live out here on the streets, and anyone can kick in that door at any time. And you better believe, even if it wasn't for my family, you're not getting your hands on my Pokemon collection. Yes, my book of Pokemon is worth your life. You better believe it.
Absolutely. Which, by the way, coming back to America, we have one more video for Culture Couch. And this is not my story because I do not golf. But if I golfed, it could be my story. And so I'm watching this and thinking, that could be me. This could be something I choose.
You left at 9. It's 1:45. Are you still golfing? Yeah, we're teeing off on 16. You also said you'd be back around 2. Well, the course is packed and it's super slow. Okay, so what time are you gonna be home? The baby's crying and the other 3 won't stop fighting. I hate that golfing takes so long. Tell them you can only do 9 holes now when you go. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Well, I'm not in a good mood, so I guess I'll just see you whenever you're done.
Can't wait.
Oh man, I could tell this is a healthy relationship. Yeah. You're not enjoy the piece of that 18th hole because that's the last hole you're going to be in peace with for a long time, buddy. Yeah.
Let us know in the chat if you ever had this experience. No, like honestly, I don't have enough points in my bank account to go be like, I know I worked all week, but I would like to go spend 4 hours golfing on Saturday. Like, okay, if I want to golf, here's the long and short of it. I need to get a sales job where I can go do this for work 5 days a week or like three days a week. Like that's the solution if you're into golf, guys. If you got a family and you like golf, get a job where you have to play for work. Yeah.
That's right.
You're going to go sell software to dudes. You're like, sorry, honey. I'm meeting Bob. I got an appointment at so-and-so golf course, so I'll be back. I'm sorry. I wish it wasn't so hard
I
working.
close this deal, honey. Do you want that new diamond necklace or not, huh, sweetie?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
now
then
get me a bourbon while you're at it.
And then you do close that deal, and then you do give her that diamond necklace, and you have a wonderful life.
Then you can golf all you want.
Yep.
That was the Culture Couch.
That was the Culture
Where we
Couch.
go and we relax and we review the questions of our time, and then we tell you how to think about them. This is Liberty Tonight, where freedom never sleeps. We're in the home stretch here, about 15 minutes left in the show. We got America the Beautiful and Liberal Freakouts coming up. And then, as always, Peasant of the Week. You got any ideas for nominations in the chat? Who should be Peasant of the Week? Brian, do you have any nominations?
This guy, this Indian dude.
All right, let's see it. Is that Pascal? Whoa. Hey, yo, this is actually pretty good graphics for India. Bollywood's stepping up their game. Go, go. Oh, the backflip. Oh, shit. Go, boy. Is that Pedro Pascal? The Indian version?
Dude, I don't know.
Bollywood's getting good. I'm actually intrigued by this. Need to find a hotter chick, though. Oh, there's the bomb.
Oh, that was the most realistic part of the whole thing. Perfect.
Hey, it's on brand. There was like 1 billion people. There's literally all of India's population was on that dam and would have all died if he hadn't kicked the bomb into the reservoir. All right.
So, America the Beautiful.
That's right.
America the Beautiful on Liberty Tonight. We don't have an intro yet, but here's a video of $6 billion plus gas.
We get the B2. Oh, zoomed in. There's Jesus. B2, B52, B1, and then, yeah, it looks like one of each of the fighters. That is pretty cool. And you got a C-17 there behind it.
So
this is what makes America beautiful. Extravagant displays of military power. Don't you agree?
Yeah, dude. So the B-1 bomber, super old plane, goes really fast bomber. Congress has kept that. The Air Force has tried to retire that thing for years and years and years and years. They don't want it. And Congress says, sucks to be you. You don't make the decisions. You get to keep it. And same thing with the A-10 Warthog. The Air Force says, I don't want it. I want to get rid of it.
I think they did actually retire
Oh,
those.
they actually succeeded with that one?
Yeah. I
Oh,
think they
well.
actually did. But yeah,
Congress gave up. But
that thing is such a cool plane,
The
but it has
B-1?
no relevance in the current battlefield whatsoever. There's never gonna, like, I don't know, maybe if we went to war with Russia just to empty out their stockpiles, they would put a bunch of tanks out there and you could get some A-10s out there and just tear them up. But
to this day, I don't understand the tank thing. Why do we still have tanks? Like, if it's a serious war, let's just pull out the nukes. Also, like, people get really weird about nukes, but somehow, like, leveling Gaza and killing everybody is fine as long as it's done conventionally.
yeah.
You do
Yeah,
the
of
same
course.
exact thing with a nuke where they get an instant painless death, relatively, to what you did. That's way worse for some reason. But like the action of killing all those people, as long as it's done conventionally, is cool, right?
Yeah, conventional is halal.
Yeah, you're allowed to basically
Conventional is
torture
kosher.
people, burn them, starve them to death, but don't nuke them. That's the
Well,
weird part. I don't understand that. I think I would rather be under nuke than starve to death.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
if we're picking, like,
Yeah.
we basically starved like 1 million Iraqi kids between the Iraq
Right.
wars. Like,
Yeah,
we're pretty bad
sanctioned them
guys.
and cut off their food and medicine. So,
But yeah, we're like, people get super weird about nukes for some reason. Like, Fukushima's not so
Craig,
bad
I-
anymore.
Yeah, Craig, I think he means like incinerated in the fireball.
Yeah,
Not
definitely.
not dying weeks later from horrible radiation.
There's like a way worse part where if you're like not close enough.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to
Yes.
be like the just far enough away to die later part. That's
right.
That's terrible for sure.
Yeah, or downwind and inhale the fallout.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Only
if we're
the
gonna
best
have,
topics.
I think that what we're trying to say is if there's gonna be a thermonuclear world war, be within the blast radius.
Yeah. Have it be over and not even know. Like, have
Right.
no idea that you were involved. You're just like, I'm in heaven now. What happened?
What happened, Jesus? A second ago I was there, and now I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Seriously though. So
dying in nukes. That's what makes America beautiful.
yeah, nukes are beautiful because like mutually
I'm actually pro proliferation, to be honest. with you.
mutually assured destruction works.
Name one country that has had nukes that has been invaded. Not a single one.
No. Yeah, like if
And
Iran got
everyone's afraid to escalate because if you're involved with a nuclear country, nukes have actually made the world safer. Now, as technology increases and access and things like that, obviously rogue actors, terrorist groups, and
Mhm.
things like that, obviously, because if they'll blow themselves up and fly planes into buildings, they're not going to care if they set off dirty bombs and create an entire unlivable wasteland. But for nations to have it that are responsible, and I think even if North Korea could responsibly have them, that says a lot. It actually makes things safer. It's like all your neighbors have guns. You're not going to go try to rob their house, right?
Yeah, seriously. And North Korea is the craziest, looniest place on earth, and they've got nukes, and no one started the nuclear war with them. So,
Yeah.
If Iran had nukes,
And they actually have the delivery systems.
yeah, and they don't even need a delivery system. Seoul is on the border. You could literally drive a nuke over to the border and launch it and get almost all of Seoul with it.
Yeah, you just put it on. I mean, they've had these since the 50s, but just put a warhead on a artillery cannon, drive that bitch up to the border, and you can with a howitzer you can go 100 miles. Seoul's 70 miles, something like that. Yeah, they could pull up 100 howitzer cannons, and just put a nuke on each one of them, and Yeah, there you go.
We're getting dark here on Liberty Tonight.
Yeah.
Let's lighten the mood up a lot. Let's go like way to the other end. Here's a guy who loves America.
The fucking Americans are getting up to some absolute shenanigans at the LA County Fair. The food is some of the most disgusting footage I've ever witnessed. Well done, America. You should be fucking proud. What other nation could possibly bring us the triple donut cheeseburger? I love how not only is it a donut burger, it has 3 fucking burgers in it. They were going to go with 2, but they didn't want to be cunts, starving people. And the Americans need the energy, so they can walk over and buy a cereal burger. Pick a lemonade. Nobody asked. America delivered. But there were also healthy options. Oh, fuck. No, never mind. I want to thank America. Actually, just wait 1 second. I want to thank America for showing us what's possible. We're fat
That's
cunts,
right.
but what we're doing is child's play. Every day, you show us what we could be. Follow me. I'm delicious.
That's right. That's a grateful Brit right there. That's one that sees what's birthed from their loins and is proud of it, not have separation anxiety from it.
Man, the British people and other people that are going away. Yeah. The people who started the English language aren't going to be around anymore. Go visit them while you still can.
That's right.
This is Liberty Tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining. Thank you so much here on rumble.com/libertynight. Take a moment and like the post, comment on the post, share it, subscribe. All of the above are very, very, very much appreciated. Thank you so much. And if you like my shirt, repping Paul Massey, go to the forlibertyshop.com and pick one up for yourself. It's not a cheap one. You're going to be able to watch this one about 400 times, and it'll still have the text. Go ahead and hold me to it.
AP's got some good shit.
The best stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so thankful for AP.
Yes.
His full name is
the show here. We got about 5 minutes left.
His full official name is AP for Liberty. Middle name 4.
Yes.
Yeah, that's official. So
right here,
just a few minutes left. Carrie Lake said, "I remember the story." See, she's such a boss. I love this.
Editorial content is, and I would hope that you would not be okay with that. They could literally put out a lie about anybody here, and I know you've been the victim of that. I know you've been the victim. I remember the stories about you where they said you had a gay lover, and those were going out
Mr.
all
Chair.
over.
Chairman.
Can I
hope you honor what you just gave as a caution to everyone, and I moved those words
to tell you that those kind of lies, and you said those were lies, those kind of lies could be broadcast today on VOA, and you couldn't pick up the phone, Representative Stanton, and call them and say, hey, you're putting out lies about me. You would not be able to do that because they would sue you for breaking the firewall. What the
That is, perfect.
That's essentially what RFK did too.
Yeah, when somebody attacks you, you say, you know what? I hate it when people lie about me. Just like when I heard lies about you, drop the bomb.
Yep.
It's like throw the lie back at him, but do it in a classy way. It's like lying's bad. Just like when people lie about you being a pedophile.
Yeah, remember that one time that they said that you were gay? Yeah, it's kind of like the situation I'm in right now. Oh, strike that from the record. I didn't say you were gay. I said somebody else said you were gay. Oh, that's crazy. Who would say such a thing?
Just like
oh my God, strike it from the record.
Trump's truth that says the next person to drop a bomb's gay.
That's right.
All right. One more. Let's do one more. Okay. So this is kind of dark.
Came to our door.
Yeah, skip this shit.
God.
Well, I can do dark.
Yeah, just go with the lightsaber.
Oh, I love this. I love this video. So this is just a video that this is a completely real video. Lightsabers added. Like for somebody to see this and have this idea and execute, just
I know,
brilliant.
it's brilliant. Yeah, I wonder at what point you could say, take this video of these women fighting in the street and then put lightsabers where their broom handles are, and if AI will just automatically do it. I have to imagine at some point it's getting very close. 'Cause I would love to be able to just do it without having to have the skill.
I bet that it probably is AI.
They just prompted AI and just said to do that, and it just generated it. You don't think somebody edited that by hand?
I'm not saying I know how they do it, but I'm so just ready to believe that it's AI, that there's a tool out there that I don't know about that was invented yesterday. Like this.
If not yet, it's very close.
All right, King, pick a peasant of the week.
Yes. Since none of you were of any help, I have been massaging my brain to try to think of who deserves it most this week. We had Trump, who pulled off a masterful WWE wrestling type show where he went toe-to-toe with the Sheikh of Iran and the Mad Jew Netanyahu in the ring for all the world to see. But Trump, he's kind of like a permanent peasant of the week. He's so much better than all the rest of you. He kind of already is there. So let's see. I think my peasant of the week this week, in order to honor him for his career change, it will be Big Balls. Big Balls.
He deserves it.
He does. You work so hard that you made your own job irrelevant, and then you resign like a boss. And I have some news for everybody. The Trump administration said, no, Big Balls. We're grabbing you by those balls, and we're pulling that scrotum right back to us. I saw that he was offered a new position in the Trump administration. So we're going to have some big sweaty balls right back, swinging back this direction, and we're looking forward to seeing what he has in store for us. Hopefully he's like the next Stephen Miller, you know what I mean? The Gen Z Stephen Miller. But welcome back to the team, Big Balls. We're looking forward to seeing what you do for our great country. Brian?
Wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining us for Liberty Tonight, where freedom never sleeps. DM me. Talk to us during the week. I know that we're only talking to you live on the show once a week, but we're on X all the time. We're addicts, and we would love to connect. So please do. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk to you next time.